Have you ever wondered what would happen if the sun suddenly went dark? It's a thought that might send chills down your spine. The sun, our solar system's fiery heart, keeps planets in orbit with its gravitational pull. Its heat and light make life on Earth possible. If it were to go dark, we'd face immediate dire consequences, an absence of sunlight and temperatures plunging dramatically. It's a chilling scenario to contemplate, but a fascinating one. So, without further ado, let's plunge into this darkness together. In the first few minutes after the sun goes dark, things might not seem much different. The last golden rays of sunlight would still be traveling through space, reaching us about 8 minutes after the sun's grand finale. This is due to the speed of light, a constant force that doesn't stop on a dime. Once that final glow fades, the immediate consequences would be stark and swift. The world would plunge into darkness and eternal night. Street lamps and city lights would become the only sources of illumination in a world that once basked in the warmth and light of the sun. And it's not just the light we'd miss. The sun's heat keeps our planet habitable, so without it the temperature would drop precipitously. In a week, the average global surface temperature would drop below freezing. In a year, it would plummet to -100 degrees Fahrenheit. Then there's photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. Without the sun, this process grinds to a halt, starving the plants and in turn, the creatures that rely on them for survival. But perhaps the most cataclysmic consequence would be the loss of the sun's gravity. This colossal force keeps the planets on their orbits. Without it, they'd be sent hurtling off into space, unmoored and adrift. But it's not just about darkness and cold. The real horror show is just beginning. As weeks and months pass, life on Earth would become increasingly difficult. As the planet plunges into a deep freeze, the once thriving oceans would become vast, icy wastelands. But even in this chilling scenario, pockets of life would persist. Far below the frozen surface, in the deepest trenches of the oceans, life would cling on. Around hydrothermal vents, where superheated water spews from the Earth's core, unique ecosystems would carry on. These creatures, adapted to live without sunlight, would continue to thrive in the warmth provided by these underwater volcanoes. But what about us? Humans and other terrestrial animals could potentially survive in geothermally heated habitats for a while. Picture a network of underground cities, heated by the Earth's own internal furnace. It's a compelling vision, but one fraught with challenges. The most pressing of these challenges would be food. With the sun gone, photosynthesis would cease, and the domino effect would be catastrophic. Plants would die off, followed by the herbivores that feed on them, and then the predators that feed on those herbivores. Our food chain, so intricately reliant on the sun's energy, would collapse. While we could resort to farming fungi or bacteria that thrive in the Earth's heat, it would be a desperate and likely unsustainable solution. The grim reality is that the lack of food due to the failure of photosynthesis would eventually lead to mass extinction. So it's safe to say, the sun going dark is not something we would want to experience. In conclusion, the sun's importance cannot be overstated. It's the lifeblood of our planet, providing energy for photosynthesis, driving weather patterns, and keeping our world warm enough to sustain life. If the sun were to suddenly go dark, the immediate aftermath would be chilling, to say the least, and the long-term consequences would be catastrophic. No sun, no life. It's as simple as that. So next time you enjoy a sunny day, remember how crucial that giant ball of gas is for our existence.